Blessings. Today we bring you 15 challenging questions to test your knowledge of God's Word. Before we begin, subscribe and share to spread the wisdom of the Scriptures. Are you ready? Let's begin. Question 1. Who is Abraham's wife and the mother of Isaac? A. Hagar. B. Keturah. C. Sarah. D. Leah. Time to think. And the correct answer is Sarah. Genesis chapter 21, verse 2 says, Sarah became pregnant and bore a son to Abraham in his old age, at the very time God had promised him. Question 2. What did God promise to give Abraham as a sign of the covenant, represented by circumcision? A. Land. B. Many descendants. C. Wealth. D. Long life. Time to think. And the correct answer is many descendants. Genesis chapter 17, verse 10 says, This is my covenant, which you shall keep between me and you and your descendants after you. Every male among you shall be circumcised. Question 3. How did Sarah react when she was told she would have a child in her old age? A. She laughed. B. She cried. C. She prayed. D. She fainted. Time to think. And the correct answer is she laughed. Genesis chapter 18, verse 12 says, So Sarah laughed to herself as she thought, After I am worn out and my Lord is old, will I now have this pleasure? Question 4. What was the name of the king who blessed Abraham and received tithes from him? A. Pharaoh. B. Melchizedek. C. Amraphel. D. Nimrod. Time to think. And the correct answer is Melchizedek. Genesis chapter 14, verses 18 to 19 say, Then Melchizedek king of Salem brought out bread and wine. He was priest of God Most High, and he blessed Abram, saying, Blessed be Abram by God Most High, creator of heaven and earth. Question 5. Who is Abraham's nephew that chose to live in the city of Sodom? A. Isaac. B. Lot. C. Ishmael. D. Esau. Time to think. And the correct answer is Lot. Genesis chapter 13, verse 11 says, So Lot chose for himself the whole plain of the Jordan and set out toward the east. The two men parted company. Question 6. Who was the mother of Ishmael, Abraham's son? A. Sarah. B. Hagar. C. Keturah. D. Rebekah. Time to think. And the correct answer is Hagar. Genesis chapter 16, verse 15 says, So Hagar bore Abram a son, and Abram gave the name Ishmael to the son she had borne. Question 7. What was the name of the city where Abraham lived before traveling to the land of Canaan? A. Ur the Chaldeans. B. Sodom and Gomorrah. C. Bethlehem. D. Jerusalem. Time to think. And the correct answer is You are of the Chaldeans. Genesis, chapter 11, verse 31 says, Terah took his son Abram, his grandson Lot son of Haran, and his daughter-in-law Sarai, the wife of his son Abram, and together they set out from Ur of the Chaldeans to go to Canaan. Question 8. What did Abraham do when God commanded him to sacrifice his son Isaac on Mount Moriah? A. He refused to obey. B. He ran away from God. C. He obeyed and took Isaac. D. He argued with God. Time to think. And the correct answer is, he obeyed and took Isaac. Genesis, chapter 22, verse 3 says, Early the next morning Abraham got up and loaded his donkey. He took with him 2 of his servants and his son Isaac. When he had cut enough wood for the burnt offering, he set out for the place God had told him about. Question 9. What was Abraham's original name before God changed it? A. Abram. B. Nahor. C. Terah. D. Isaac. Time to think. And the correct answer is Abram. Genesis, chapter 17, verse 5 says, No longer will you be called Abram. Your name will be Abraham, for I have made you a father of many nations. Question 10. Where did Abraham attempt to offer his son Isaac as a sacrifice before being stopped by an angel of the Lord? A. Mount Horeb. B. Mount Moriah. C. Mount Sinai. D. Mount Nebo. Time to think. And the correct answer is Mount Moriah. Genesis, chapter 22, verse 2 says, Then God said, Take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah. Sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on a mountain I will show you. Question 11. What did God promise to give Abraham's descendants as an inheritance? A. Egypt. B. The land of Canaan. C. The land of Egypt. D. The land of the Philistines. Time to think. And the correct answer is the land of Canaan. Genesis, chapter 13, verses 14 to 15 say, Lift up your eyes from where you are, and look north and south, east and west. All the land that you see I will give to you and your offspring forever. Question 12. What did God use to symbolize his covenant with Abraham regarding the promise of descendants? A. A rainbow. B. A dove and olive branch. C. The stars in the sky. D. A burning bush. Time to think. And the correct answer is the stars in the sky. Genesis, chapter 15, verse 5 says, He took him outside and said, Look up at the sky and count the stars, if indeed you can count them. Then he said to him, So shall your offspring be. Question 13. How old was Abraham when his son Isaac was born from Sarah? A. 75 years old. B. 86 years old. C. 100 years old. D. 112 years old. Time to think. And the correct answer is 100 years old. Genesis, chapter 21, verse 5 says, Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born to him. Question 14. What did Abraham purchase from Ephron the Hittite as a burial place for his wife Sarah? A. A field. B. A cave. C. A garden. D. A mountain. Time to think. And the correct answer is a cave. Genesis chapter 23, verse 9 says, "So he will sell me the cave of Machpelah, which belongs to him and is at the end of his field. Ask him to sell it to me for the full price as a burial site among you." Question 15. What did Abraham tell his servant when making him swear an oath to find a wife for Isaac? A. To find the most beautiful woman. B. Not to take a wife from among the Canaanites. C. To find a wealthy woman. D. To find a foreign princess. Time to think. And the correct answer is not to take a wife from among the Canaanites. Genesis chapter 24, verse 3 says, "I want you to swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of earth, that you will not get a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I am living." Blessings. Today you will hear 14 Bible characters speaking in the first person, and your mission is to discover who they are. Before we begin, subscribe and share to help us spread the wisdom of the Scriptures. Are you ready? Let's begin.